It was rough as a teenager. I kind of followed the streets and hung around with a lot of gang people.
A couple years ago, my brother passed away. So I've always considered myself a functional alcoholic, a functional addict, which means no matter what I did, I still showed up for work, I still did all my responsibilities. When he passed away, I went into downward spiral depression.
I grew up in a family with both parents was alcoholics at that time. And in my teenage years, I've kind of veered away from being around them, but I ended up getting into what they were doing. I found myself getting off into drugs, cocaine, and it was a down spiral after that.
I had difficulty with my mom dying. That's what actually caused me to spiral.
I started using drugs and alcohol when I was around 12 years old. I lost my way with not having a stable home life.
You know, historically, the courts have been burdened with incarceration, right? That's where everyone thinks you put a Band-Aid on sending someone to prison or putting them in jail. And as we all know and have seen in the studies, it only exacerbates the problem.
Specialty courts are beneficial to the individual because they get a handcrafted plan for that person that addresses their needs.
So these treatment courts are specifically designed and tailored to help that person be successful in recovery, no matter what that barrier has been in their life.
The programs pay for the treatment, but then once the treatment is over, there are issues arise that are everyday concerns, like where is the person going to live? How is the person going to get to their probation officer to report or to give a urinalysis sample? How is a person going to make sure they're on their meds and they're monitored? That is how Justice Forward steps in. We pay for transitional housing, for grief and trauma counseling, for supportive services that ensure long-term success. Now the specialty courts don't just help people with substance abuse disorders, they help people with mental illness, they help veterans specifically, people charged with DWI, also families, and juveniles who are involved in gangs and human trafficking. I've been involved with the specialty courts since the beginning. I was one of the first drug court judges, and so I had a front row seat to seeing these transformations. And what I saw completely changed my opinion, and I've been a supporter of the programs ever since.
It stops the chaos and it creates stability, and that's what we all want in our communities. It stops the reporting. It creates the family unification that we haven't had in a lot of our communities, because drugs are insidious in almost every single crime that you see every day. And I think a lot of people are blind to that. I think that they think, oh, this is just some bad person committing another crime. Well, if you get at the root of it, which is what a treatment court does, and figure out what are the issues that person is facing, and we're able to tackle those issues, then it helps them be successful and they're a better neighbor in your community.
The help that you get through the court system is specifically geared to help veterans. It actually puts you on the path to help you with the situation that you need so you don't remain in the system and you don't keep going in that way.
I got the counseling I needed, I got the mental help that I needed. I got to apply for school during this time. I was able to receive scholarships to help me with my education.
It wasn't just support for just myself, it was for my daughter, it was for me and my recovery. It was just recovery holistically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
They expunged a lot of the things off of my record that was holding me back from getting what I get. I mean, I have a degree in accounting, you know.
To have someone trying to come and get inside your circle and support you and help you and willing to take their time out of the day, and it helped out a lot.
Anything that you need to help you with maybe anxiety, maybe PTSD, which you wouldn't normally get diagnosed with if you never went in. But the difference is you're with a group of veterans. And the people that run the meetings are former addicts who have also been through the programs, and they're also former veterans. So you have that camaraderie and that bond.
That probably was the best thing that's happened to me during the time for me using drugs till then, well, to now. And excuse me, but that's what happened.
What it ultimately did for me was help me become my true, authentic self. as an individual, as well as being the best mother I can be and the best family member I could be to my family.
My self-esteem is much higher than what it used to be. My fear of success is no more. My ability to do anything that I want to do is there.
It works. It works, period.
Because without it, some of us may have returned to doing things that we were doing.
I'll be dead. Laying somewhere buried 6 feet under.
People should support Justice Forward because we know it works. After looking at the drug court population, 5 years out, 70% had not re-entered the criminal justice system. That is an unheard of statistic. It's more than double the national average, but they need the extras that the government can't provide, and that's where we step in.
To those who are willing to help the court, please do.
Funding for Justice Forward will help get other vets the help that they need.
They produce productive, healthy, happy citizens in society. What these specialty courts do is help rebuild someone. They believe in someone, and that belief in itself acts as like a catalyst to someone, living their best life.